Catching up.
So this is lesson 23.
Yep. Lesson 23. 14 questions.
Oh, nice. Not too bad.
Sweet.
So three says the true linear regression equation, uh, blah, blah, blah. What are the Nolan alternative hypothesis for B1? Um, I'm, let's see. I'm thinking, for me, I think it's the third one. It says B1 equals zero, and then B1 does not equal 0.
Yeah, that's the third one down for me, too. I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Sweet.
All right. Number 4. A residual is what is left over after doing some linear regression. No. Is the difference between the observed value y and the value predicted by the regression line. I think that's it. Is the difference between beta 0 and beta 1? No. Depends on the independent variable. So I think it's is the difference between the observed value y and the value predicted by the regression line.
Okay. Residual.
Good.
Is the difference between... No, I think it's right. I'm just trying to remember from the video, like, I don't really remember him talking about residual.
He did, I think it was in the second video, when they showed doing the plot and then the residual plot.
Oh,
Difference from the plot.
Did they put it on the scatter plot thing or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's how far away from the predicted regression line each of the points is. You take that value and plot that on the other scatter. And so it's the observed value y minus the predicted regression line for that value.
Okay. Okay, cool. 5 says a plot of residuals supports using linear regression when you see a pattern in the residuals. The residuals are all positive. You see a megaphone shape in the residuals, or the residuals look normally distributed with zero mean.
I think it's the last one. Because when you look at that plot of residuals, you don't want to see patterns. Because if you see a pattern, that means that you probably don't have a linear regression.
Gotcha. Okay, so I remember him. So if there's a pattern, meaning if it also looks like a megaphone too, I remember him saying something about that.
Yeah, if there's that, basically, like, because if you see a pattern, what that means is that there's a systematic difference from what the regression line is and what your actual points are following. If they're random, then that means that your points are kind of randomly distributed along that regression line, and that's what you want. But if for some reason your regression line goes like this, but all of your points like start diverging, and when you go to do the plot of residuals, you would see that pattern. And that's what you don't want to see. Because if you see that, that means that there obviously is a pattern to the points, and your regression line is not following them.
Okay. Perfect. So just to make sure I'm following everything, I remember he showed us a scatter plot diagram, and then the other one is the residual, right?
Yep. Okay. All right. Number 6, compute the residuals for the math self-efficacy data using software. Use the confidence data as the explanatory variable and the score data as the response variable. What statement best describes the residuals? So probably need to bring up our linear regression. Go grab our data, huh? Oh, I guess I want to go here. Data files, math self-efficacy. There we go. And then it says.
Did you find yours in the reading? Is that where you found the link to?
I just went into the data file thing. Do you want me to give you a link?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be quick.
I gotta find it again. Oh, there it is. Copy link address. And let's see, where are you at? There you are. Paste. There you go.
Sweet. Thanks.
All right. So then it said, let's see. So we want to use the confidence data as the explanatory variable. All right. Oops.
Do we use the linear regression? No. What spreadsheet do we plug this stuff into?
I think the linear regression, because that gives you residuals after the explanatory variable.
Okay.
It tells you what the residuals are. So I think we're just going to go look at that and see what we got. So we're supposed to use confidence as explanatory. Paste special values. Okay, sweet. And then we want to grab all the scores and do that as the response. And say copy and paste special values. Sweet. All right, and then it's asking what statement best describes the residuals.
Okay, let's see.
Let's try.
So for this one, what should we be looking for? Like the little, should we look at the little scatter plot thing, or like the confidence?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of looking at, what do we have here?
Like for the first one, it says the residuals are between about -40 and 25. So is that referring to the confidence interval, or?
No, it's talking about the interval of just those residuals, I think. I think that's the one. Because I'm just looking at the you see on column E how it shows all the residuals?
Oh, there. Okay.
Do you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
I just was looking at that, and it looks like I see positive ones, so all the residuals are not negative, so it's not that one.
Would it be a good idea to put them in order from smallest to greatest, or does it matter, do you think?
Yeah, you could if you want. What I did, I just used Excel and said equals min. And then selected the E column, and it gave me the minimum value, and then I did max, and it gave me the maximum value.
Oh, cool. Okay. I'm just curious. How do you do that? Do you select a cell and then type in min, and then click on, like, highlight it, or?
Yeah, I'll show you real quick. Where are you at? There you go. Click on that, and then we'll go here. All right, you should see that coming up. You see it?
Okay, there we are.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I just clicked on a cell. If you type in min, and then come and say I want to do column E, which I don't know what it's doing. Whenever I hit column E, it like selects everything. So I just came and typed it in. The E:E means just you start at E and end at E, means do everything in E. So anyway, I don't know if you can actually read that, but it's equals min and then
Where exactly is your writing? Because like in the square I don't see it, and then in the top bar I don't see it either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's just blank for me. Maybe it's just lagging or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, it should be in there. For some reason, it doesn't show up. Let me try doing it this way. Can you see it that way?
Let's see.
Should be coming up.
Okay. Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a little small, but yeah, it's there. Cool.
So I just said equals min, and then I said from E to E, so it says do everything in that column.
Oh,
I hit enter, and it just gives me the minimum value that it found. And then I can do the same for max. Let's say from E to E. So I'm just going to use all of column E, and then the max value is 23.7. So I'm guessing that's the one, because we have negative 40 and 23.7. We could go and do, I mean, if we want, we could do a plot of all of the residuals and see what they follow.
For your minimum, you got negative 38 point something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So I did it right.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one seems right, I think.
Okay, here's a scatter of the residuals. So I don't think they follow any pattern.
Nah.
Doesn't look like it.
Random question. You're using a Mac, right?
Yeah.
So I really don't know anything about electronics and stuff, but so are you using Excel or something similar to Excel, or?
I'm using Excel. They have Excel for Mac.
Okay.
They have all the Office products for Mac. I think they're a little harder to use than the Windows versions, but they exist.
Is it because some of the buttons are different, or why is it harder?
Yeah, well, to be honest, Microsoft just invests more in developing Office for Windows than they do developing Office for Mac, and so
they kind of purposely did that, you think?
Yeah, and somewhat purposefully and just of necessity, because they don't really have. I mean, they don't want to spend money on it. I think.
Yeah.
They spend enough money on it so that it's useful, but I have noticed that it doesn't run as fast, and there's usually it tends to crash more than the Windows version does.
Right.
I've done so. It works fine though. It'll do everything I need. It just if I were to use it like in a business, I would not use Excel on a Mac. It's
right.
Fine.
Because my teacher was kind of saying the same thing. He was like, "Oh yeah, hands down, Macs are better, but when it comes to like Excel, like PCs are the way to go," or something like that. And I just didn't really know what he meant by that. So maybe that's what he's referring to.
Mac has some pretty good spreadsheet stuff, like numbers and things.
Uh-huh.
It's just that the world doesn't use it very often. Like most people use Excel.
Just use Excel.
So, kind of hard to convince the world. Anyway, hey Jason.
Hi.
Are you on your way to a meeting?
I just got back. I was in traffic, yeah. So, all right.
Oh, fun. It's all right. Meetings are always fun, right?
It is when you sign clients up, yeah. So it was good, but
oh, good.
It took me almost 50 minutes to get home when usually it takes me 20. So that's
was there an accident or just crowded on the freeway?
Just crowded. No, it's just on the 60. So just a lot of, I don't know. So it's all good.
See. Well,
I use numbers and pages all the time, speaking of like Mac stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then I just save it as a Word document.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I like it. At work though, I've had a lot of problems where people do things in pages and then give it to me, and it looks horrible in Word. And so
really?
We've had a lot of problems with that, and so we just don't use it.
Well, do they save it as a Word document, or would you open it in Word?
They save it as a Word document from Pages.
Really? Huh.
So they made it in Pages originally, and it just throws all the formatting off and the tables and margins get messed up, things like that.
So is Pages Apple's version of Microsoft Word?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just better. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm not a Word fan, so.
I know, neither am I, but
No.
I do like Excel better than Numbers, but just because I've used Excel more. But
yeah. I've been digging Google stuff, so digging Google Work or Google Docs.
Yeah.
That's just,
Is
anyway.
it more, oh, okay.
Oh no.
Is
go
it
ahead.
just simple to use, or why do you like it?
Yeah, it's just simple to use and it's all online too. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
when I don't have my laptop with me or something, I just hop on a computer and I have everything.
Yeah,
And
that's
I have
pretty
all
cool.
of the power. I mean, it does everything. So far, it does everything that I need Excel to do just fine.
So is it? Do you have like a username or something to access
Use
all
your
your
Gmail
stuff?
account.
It's your Gmail. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just like if you had iCloud. I mean, you know, iCloud. If you log onto iCloud, you can use Pages and Numbers and all that. But you know, it's similar.
Cool.
Yeah.
Most version. So
Lots of options.
too many.
Yeah.
Too many options. So
Anyway,
how do we do on the group thing?
I don't know. I haven't gotten a grade yet.
He hasn't graded it yet, right? I didn't see anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nope, not yet.
Next week's last week.
Yeah,
I'm
Finally.
excited.
we're almost done.
I'm not looking forward to the exam. I feel like the last few have just lowered my grade. So hopefully this one's not the same, but
Yeah, I find when I don't do it, using my wife's phone tethering in the car while she's driving through the mountains helps my grade when I don't do that. So
yeah.
that didn't turn out very well. Anyway, cool. Well,
We're on question 7.
we're on question 7.
Oh wow, you guys
wanna
are
hop in,
that far in?
Yeah, and there's only 14, so actually not that bad.
You want me to go through the video when we're done, or what do you want me to do?
We can go run back through them real quick if you want.
Okay.
So number 3, it said what the true linear regression equation is that where beta 0 and beta 1 are unknown. What are the null and alternative hypotheses for beta 1? And so we just said that the null was that beta 1 equals 0 and that beta 1 does not equal 0, because that's what every linear regression test is.
For the third one, okay.
Yep. And then 4, it said a residual is, and then you're supposed to finish the sentence, right? And the residual was where you have your best fit line and then all of your points. You take the difference between the line and each of the points, and then that difference is what you plot on a different graph, right? And that's the residual graph. So the residual is the difference between the best fit line and the actual point itself. And so we said that that's what, I think it's the second one down for us, is a residual is the difference between the observed value y and the value predicted by the regression line.
Okay, yeah, number 2, okay.
Yep. And then on 5, it says a plot of residual support using linear regression when, and if, did you watch the videos?
Well, one of them, yeah, one of them, the first one.
So when you take all of the regression, because you'll have a bunch of regression values, right? Because there's one for every point.
Mm-hmm.
If you take all those and plot them, and what you want to see in that second plot is that there's no patterns. Because if you see a pattern, it means that in the first line, like you can imagine if you have a bunch of points, right, and they follow like some curve or something, and you try to put a regression line on it, and there's an obvious pattern that the points are always like systematically off from the line. So the residual graph would show you that because it shows you that the differences are like growing as the values get bigger, and so if there is a pattern, you'd see that in the plot. But so you kind of just want the residual plot to just be kind of random, because that means that there isn't that pattern. So, anyway, and then we were just doing number 6, which was based off.
No, wait. So number 5? It's not that there's a pattern in the residuals.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be. Is it number the residuals look normally distributed?
Yeah, that's the one we chose.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. And we were just looking, so the number 6 just says compute the residuals for the self-efficacy data using software. Use the confidence data as the explanatory variable and the score data as the response variable. What statement best describes the residuals? So we were just taking that data. Do you need me to send you the data thingy?
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, I can do that. Actually, I have it right here. I'll just do it again. There you go.
Okay.
Anyway, so we just took that and threw it into the linear regression Excel sheet. And then it gives you all the residuals.
For the 7th one, we according to that QQ plot, they looked kind of random, right? So would that mean they're clearly not normal? Is that what that means, or?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I'm still kind of confused about 5. The residuals look normally distributed.
Well, you said that you don't want to see a pattern, right? Because then they're
Yeah.
right. So I guess that's what.
Yeah, maybe that's right.
Or I guess if they're going like sloping up, like they're all positive.
I think because when we do the QQ plot, I think you want it to look normal. I don't remember. Oh, I know. Well, let's take all of the residual values and go and paste them into the QQ plot thing.
Oh, right. So put the residuals in the, would it be the explanatory variable or the response?
Well, if we're doing a QQ plot, we have to use the different one. There's only one value.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I think it's the descriptive statistics. Yep. Come here and say a special values. Okay. And we want to take and sort them. Sweet. So yeah, the QQ plot, if we throw all those residuals in, they look like they are fairly normally distributed because they follow that line.
Okay.
So I think we want, in the QQ plot, you want it to be normally distributed, but in a scatter plot, you don't want it to be.
So, so for 7, the residuals are fairly normal?
I think so.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
So I've got the thing opened up, the Excel sheet opened up for number 6. Number 6.
Uh-huh.
So it says use the confidence data as the explanatory variable at this, and the score data at the response variable. What statement best describes the residuals?
So we kind of used deduction on that one.
I'm sorry?
We kind of used just deduction on that one, of like eliminating options. If you look at the residuals, some of them are positive, and one of them says the residuals are all negative, so we said, okay, well, it's not that one. And then what we did was took all of, do you see where it shows the residuals on the linear regression?
So it says gender, score, confidence, comments.
Oh, are you just looking at the, oh, you're just looking at the self-efficacy. So
Sorry, yeah.
So if you take that and put it into the quantitative inference procedures,
Okay.
that's where it gives you the information.
Okay. So put this in the other one, and then it'll give me the.
Yeah, and then there's a column that shows the residuals.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'll do that when we're done. I'll do that, guys. You guys don't need to wait for me on that one. That's fine. I'll do that when we're done.
Okay.
I don't want to.
So number 8, is that what we're on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is use software to create a scatter plot of the math self-efficacy data. Given the scatter plot, residual plots, and the QQ plot, which of the 5 assumptions about linear regression are satisfied by this data?
Did we say there was a linear relationship between x and y?
Yeah, there's a table in the reading that shows, there it is. So in order for there to be a linear relationship, we do a scatter plot and want to see a hot dog shape, which that's what it's showing right now in the thing. So we have that. If we do a residuals plot, there's no pattern in the residuals, which we saw that too when if we go and just highlight all of the residual values and then say do a scatter, it looks pretty spread out.
So normally distributed?
So maybe. Yeah, so there is a linear relationship. The residuals are normally distributed, yeah. The variance of the error term is constant for all x values. So if we do a residual plot, there's no megaphone shape in the residual. And the error term is normal.
Do you know what it's talking about? The x values are measured without error?
Well, it says the x value should be measured accurately and precisely. So I guess we'll assume
that would be. You got to be accurate.
Yeah.
That's pretty self-explanatory. So that's got to be checked.
Sure.
So first 4 now, obviously.
And then says knowing the value of one of the y's tells you nothing about any other points. So the observations are not independent.
So all but the last one.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So the first 4?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What is B1, the estimate for the slope? Let's see.
I have 12.725. Is that what you guys have?
Let me check real quick. Yes, 12.725.
Sweet. What is the confidence interval for B1? I have 10.708 to 14.742.
Same here.
Sweet.
Number 11. Based on the evidence and using level of significance equals 0.05, what decision would you make regarding the hypothesis test for B1?
For B1, so it looks like our p-value is like 0.000.
So reject it, right?
So there is sufficient evidence to conclude that the slope of the regression line is not 0. Right?
Yes. Did you guys already do 11?
Oops. Never mind, I looked at the wrong one.
Well, that
yeah,
one's right too, I think.
Yep, reject the null because the p-value is less than alpha. Yep. Sorry.
and then the one you said for 12, I think that's right too, because it's not 0. So there is sufficient evidence to reject it.
Cool.
Okay, so for the Istorin, whatever, crocodiles.
Whatever that is.
Gee, they make us open up a thing for our last two. Cool.
Could you just put a link in the thing?
Yeah.
Making us work.
I know. What is this, school or something?
Oh. That's why I'm getting out of here, man.
I'm jealous. What is it? What is the link called?
If you just go to the statistics, like the book,
Uh-huh.
and then you go to, on the left, there's a thing that says data files. It
Oh,
has
okay.
all of the data files. So I just go look at it until I find it.
That's a lot quicker. Okay, there we go. And this is the Istorin crocodile.
Okay, so let's see.
It's okay.
So they're saying which one is the dependent variable?
I think was it the crocodile head or something?
Yeah. Well, it depends on what you're looking at, doesn't it?
Yeah. I feel like this was actually in last week's video, but they were saying that they would look at the head length, and then based off that, they would make a prediction of how big the entire body was.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That would name the body as the dependent variable.
Right.
Depends on the
Yes.
head length.
Right.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
So it's head.
Why did they even have us open that thing? Thinking about it, we didn't even.
I don't think we needed to. It didn't say to open it. It just said for this data, which one's the dependent variable.
Oh.
They never said open it.
All right.
Anyway.
Cool.
All right, so body length is the dependent one.
Yeah.
All right, so
The
14.
99% confidence interval for these data is 7.124 and 8.311. What would you say about B1?
Let's see.
It's going to be one or three. It's not going to be there's a 99% chance, right?
I think it's number 1. Since the confidence interval does not contain 0, there is sufficient evidence to conclude that B1 is not equal to 0.
Yeah, I think that's right too. I think that's the one.
All right. Cool.
Okay, we're good? I'm pressing the button.
We got a 93.
93.
Number 8.
Check boxes.
Yeah.
And apparently it was a 0 or 1, so.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder which one's wrong.
So we still have a meeting this Thursday, right?
Yeah, it's just a test review.
Oh, that's right. Those things are so long. Okay. And I guess we can't really start on the next step of the project, right, till we get the results back, or how does that work?
Let's see. What does it say?
I imagine he's got to get back to us in the next day or so we can start working on it, right?
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of time left.
So make inference and take action. Which one of us is in charge of that?
I don't know.
I think it might be me. I don't remember.
Let's check that
I
out.
don't remember.
I can bring it up. School. Final project. Design the study. Alright, so it looks like make inference is Bryce Call.
Oh, there you go. Stop.
And then take action is Bryce Call and Jason Anderson. And then everyone is working on the PowerPoint together.
Jeez, wait. How do we get all those steps done? And
I don't think we do anything next week, though. I don't think we have any meetings next week. So I think next week is more our this assignment. Stop. Sorry, my dog is. Sorry.
That's fine. Let's see. Let's take action.
I think next week we don't really have much. I think it's just the assignment. What? Okay.
Yeah, next week I think we just have review, like we can do evaluation and stuff.
Yeah, our last meeting is our last group meeting is Thursday, guys. So everything else is going to be just next week is just going to be us doing our project. So.
okay.
I imagine Thursday let's probably set up maybe Monday night. We plan on spending some time doing something, you know,
Right.
because it's due next Saturday.
Is Saturday the 24th or 5th?
Or you know what? It's due. The presentation is due Thursday the 23rd. So we should probably meet like Sunday to talk for like a little while. I'm not a big fan of doing stuff on Sunday, but maybe we should make a plan or meet on Thursday or Saturday or maybe Sunday for a half hour or something and just talk about it real quick. So
Yeah, we can
that's
probably,
not gonna take a lot of time.
let's see, the 23rd. Yeah, so do you just want to do that? Cool. Do you just want to do that on Tuesday?
I'm okay with that.
Meet on Tuesday at 6 or whatever, a normal time,
Are we gonna have enough time to do that?
or 5. Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
Real
Even
quick.
if we get together at 6 and spend like an hour on it together, I feel like we can get a lot of it
Yeah.
done.
Okay.
What is the next part that's done again? We just did describe the data. What's the next one?
Make inference and take action. That's due this Saturday. So, and I'm
Okay.
working on it. I just brought it up, so I'll go through and it has questions we're just supposed to answer. So I'll go through and do that, and then I'll email it to you guys, and we can go from there.
Okay.
And for this PowerPoint thing, I'm assuming we're just gonna paste the work we already did on it, right? I mean,
Yeah, I think we're just reorganizing stuff we've done. So I'm thinking we'll probably have a slide one that's design the study,
describe it and
collect data, describe the data, make inference, take action. We'll probably just have a slide for each of those, and we can just go fill them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be that
It
hard.
shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. And I mean, we can just get together and on Google Docs we can all do it together at once. I'll work on it. So.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
like using Google Docs, so I'm only gonna come if we use Apple iCloud.
All right. Well, you can do it on iCloud. We're gonna do it on Google Docs, and then you can figure out how to put your changes into it. How's that?
All right, fine. You convinced me. Stop. Okay, my arms. You guys stop twisting it. Oh gosh, it's like sore now.
All right. All right, guys.
All right, guys. See ya.
See ya.